everybody, this is Carla Jenkins. Welcome to an all new episode of Projectized, the Project Management Show, where I'm continuing the series of discussing the two confusing project management terms that if you decide to take the project management professional or the certified associate project management exams, that they will confuse you and will be on the exam. So in this episode, I'm going to discuss validate scope versus quality control. And those are two project management processes that a lot of people confuse. And I'm going to read from the project management body of knowledge the definitions of the two because they're different steps in getting close to the closing process. So the commonality for both are in monitoring and controlling domain. So for those who are new to project management, in the project management body of knowledge, there are 5 processing groups or domains: initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. So 5. Both validate scope and quality control are in the monitoring and controlling. However, per the definition of project management body of knowledge, validate scope is the process of formalizing acceptance of the completed project deliverables. And it's also in the project scope knowledge area. And that's different than quality control, which is in the project quality management knowledge area. And so quality control, which is 8.3, its definition per the PMBOK is the process of monitoring and recording results of executing the quality management activities in order to assess performance and ensure the project outputs are complete, correct, and meet customer requirements. The key benefit for quality control is verifying that project deliverables and work meet the requirements specified by key stakeholders for final acceptance. So, the key difference between the two is that quality control goes before validate scope. So, usually when it comes to project closure, you have quality control, and then once, as I mentioned, final acceptance of the requirement to verify it. And then you go to validate scope. And once that's done, then you go to the closing domain or processing group, which is closed phase or closed project. And what the exam will do is it will confuse you into thinking that it's one or the other. But usually, quality control precedes validate scope, which precedes the control project or phase process. So that's the difference between the two. But I wanted to talk about those two because that will most likely be on both of these exams, and you have to know the difference. It's not, even though I did talk about the difference in management areas, validate scope being in the scope management knowledge area, quality being a quality management area, it's going to be more succinct than that. It's going to be what the project management process definitions are, what their functions are, which is why I always read from the project management body of knowledge, because I want you to know the definitions, which are very important, because that's how you would distinguish the difference between validate scope versus quality control processes. So that concludes this episode of Projectized, the Project Management Show. My name is Carla Jenkins, certified project management professional, certified Scrum Master and IDOL with 13 years project management experience, big data and IT service management. And this is Projectized, which streams live on Periscope, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays through Fridays. I would also like to thank KJV77 from Instagram Live and Faye from Periscope and Twitter. You're welcome. You're welcome. I do this Projectized for project management basics so that people can have a better understanding of project management, because it is a big field. And I did have an article from Global Knowledge where it said that for IT, like information technology, PMP is number 2 certification, but it can make you a lot of money. But then it could cost a lot of money. So I wanted to do the show Projectized so that people can have a better understanding of project management, know the basics, and make better informed decisions about PMP. So that's what I wanted to do. But thanks. You're welcome, KJB77. So I would like to thank everyone